Today we're going to do an experiment on how can we observe cells. You've already watched the other video. Some of the things you need, you don't necessarily need an apron. You need a droppers, you need red food coloring, microscope slides, onion skin, tweezers, cover slip, paper towels, microscope, colored pencils, prepared slides of an animal cell. So get those things all ready to go, and please use the big microscopes over there because they're the best ones. Then we need to set up, get out your pages 15. How can we observe a cell? We need to set the purpose. What will you be looking for in this activity? The purpose is to see the difference between different types of cells. So we're going to have an animal cell and we're going to have a plant cell there. What is the purpose of using food coloring to look at the cells? The food coloring makes it easier to see the cells and their parts. Next question. This is when you will, what is this directing structure called? After you read this, draw what the plant cell looked like, draw what the animal cell looked like. That's what you needed the colored pencils for. Then it's time to draw a conclusion. What similarities did you see between the two cells? What differences? Why do you think a plant cell has a thicker outer covering than an animal cell? You should know that from what we've learned. Suppose that you found a mystery organisms. How could you tell if it's a plant cell or an animal cell? Continue to answer all these questions after you've done the experiment. So now let's go back and let's get ready to do the experiment. Put your apron on. Use the dropper to place 1 drop of food coloring on the center of the slide. Break the onion slice, and use the tweezer to pull off a piece of the onion skin. Put the onion skin in the drop of food coloring. Gently lower the cover slip at an angle so that it spreads the food coloring. Be careful while handling the glass slide. Remove any excess food coloring with a paper towel. Observe the onion skin under the microscope. Use the colored pencils to draw what you see. Observe the prepared slide of an animal cell. Use the colored pencils to draw what you see. Wash your hands when you're finished. When I say wash your hands, use a wet one, please. And then answer the questions to the rest of your questions here. Here's where I want you to draw it. Then continue to answer all your questions. When you get done with that, that's when I would like you to go on to build a better cell. And this is where it says there that, and this is using food. You can do that at home if you want. We're not going to be able to do it at school. But at school, here are some of your options to build a cell. We have all kinds of modeling clay or Play-Doh. You may use that. Have so many in your group build a plant cell. The other members build an animal cell. Maybe you want to do a drawing of each one. Come to me and get paper, or a slideshow on the computer. You maybe like to do that and submit it. This is your chance to show me what you know, plus use your own creativity. If you have another great idea, come talk to me about it. I'll help you see if I can get the supplies. Be creative. Write down and label all your parts. If you need help with it, let me know. Then continue by taking the quiz that goes with this. Write your answers down. A scientist looks at a cell under a microscope and makes this chart of what she finds. What kind of cell does the scientist conclude from this? Is it an amoeba, an animal, a bacteria, or a plant? Carlos is studying a cell under the microscope. He observed the structure that directs the cell's activities. What is this called? So here's really your main point. Who is the boss of the cell's activities? Which one of these? Cell membranes, the chloroplast, the cytoplasm, or the nucleus? Jenna uses the microscope to look at the plant cell and an animal cell. She draws a sketch of what she sees. What do her sketches show? Only the animal cells have chloroplasts. So do animal cells have chloroplasts? Those are questions you need to ask yourself. The plant cell doesn't have a cell wall. Is that a true statement? The animal cell has more than one nucleus. Does an animal cell have more than one nucleus? Or the animal cell has a thicker outer covering than the animal cell has. So after all the comparing you've done between animal and plant cell, which one of those is a true fact? Tam plans to examine some plant cells under the microscope. Of these things, which should he do first? Should he draw a picture of what he observes? Is that what he should do first? Think up his procedure, look for the nucleus, or add food coloring. So he wants to know what he should do first. So when you did your experiment, what did you do first? Mara uses a microscope to determine whether a particular cell came from a plant or an animal. Which of these would prove it came from a plant? A cell membrane, cell walls, a nucleus, or vallicles? So only one of these a plant cell has, and not an animal cell has. Okay, submit your answers, and you have completed lesson 2.